If you're a business owner looking to scale your personal brand through content, you'll eventually face this decision. Hire an in-house editor or work with a content agency. Now, my goal for this video is to help you decide and cover everything you need to know to make the right choice. And I'm going to be breaking down the real cost, the time investment, and all the hidden factors that most people miss. Now, let's get into it. Let's start why the in-house route feels so attractive. You get someone who knows your brand inside and out, they're available on demand, and theoretically, you have complete control. On paper, it sounds perfect, right? But here's what actually happens. First of all, the market is super flooded right now. Editing has become one of those skills where everyone with a laptop thinks that they're qualified for the job. So that means that you'll be spending weeks sorting through 50 plus applications, trying to find someone who actually understands content strategy, not just how to use Premiere Pro or any other editing software. And here's the thing that most founders and business owners don't realize. An editor is just one piece of the puzzle. They can cut your videos and make it look good, but can they write hooks that stop people from scrolling? Or write scripts that drives conversions, not just look good or sound good? Probably not, because the truth is that's not their job. That's a strategist and copywriter's job. So now that means that you're looking at just $4,000 to $6,000 a month for a solid full-time editor, and then on top of that, another $3,000 to $5,000 for a copywriter if you want quality scripts that actually drive conversions and make you money. And then you have to factor in the time to manage both of them, time to coordinate between them, and you have to think about if either one of them quits, you're back to square one scrambling to fill the gap while your content ecosystem dies. And one more thing that nobody talks about is when something goes wrong, who fixes it? Because if your editor doesn't know how to solve a technical issue or improve performance, you're stuck troubleshooting with someone who might be maxed out on their skill level. And now let's talk about how a content agency operates completely different from that. And I'm not talking about one of those agencies that are just offshore editors with a website. I'm talking about a complete done-for-you system agency. Here's what this means for you practically. All you have to do is send them in the raw footage, that's it, and press record. You don't need to manage anyone's schedule. You don't teach editors your brand voice multiple times. You don't catch typos in captions at 11 p.m. The agency handles the entire process internally for you. And another thing here is that you don't have to create a system to manage all of them because an agency already makes it so easy for you that you only have to spend a couple hours a week. And I'll get more into that in a little bit later. But all you have to do is just, like I said, send in the raw footage, you get a notification that your video is ready, you review it, and it's either approved or you send one round of feedback and it's completely done, ready for you to upload. And here's where it gets interesting from a cost perspective. A good agency only charges a small fraction of what hiring just a full-time editor would. And for that price, you're getting the complete production handled. Ideation and content strategy, script writing that converts, professional editing, revisions managed internally, and consistent delivery schedule. Everything you need to hire multiple people to do if you want the in-house route is all included with just an agency. Now let's talk about what most founders underestimate, and this is management overhead. If you're doing multiple six figures, seven figures, or eight figures per year plus, your time is worth bare minimum $200 to $300 per hour. Probably way more, right? And now think about this. How many hours per week will you or someone on your team spend managing an in-house editor? Weekly check-ins, 1 hour. Reviewing drafts and giving feedback, 2 to 3 hours. Handling revisions, 1 to 2 hours. And dealing with software issues, time off, miscommunication, 1 hour. That's 5 to 7 hours per week, meaning that's $1,000 to $2,000 of your time, depending on how much money you're worth per hour, every single week just on management. And that's not even counting the time that you actually have to do to record the videos. Now, with an agency, your involvement drops to 1 to 2 hours per week total, usually just reviewing final deliverables and recording. Everything else is handled internally by their team. Let's do some math here. You're saving 4 to 5 hours weekly, that's 20 hours per month. Think about what you can do with an extra 20 hours. Is that close another client, develop a new offer, or take a day off? Whatever it is you're doing with your time, you're going to be having much more of it. Now let's talk about quality control and revisions. Here's something that becomes pretty clear quickly. Even great editors need revisions, and it's not a skill issue, it's just about subjectivity and the details that matter for your specific brand and what you like in a video. With an in-house editor, every video comes straight to you. You're the quality control. You're catching spelling errors, pacing issues, brand inconsistencies, then you're typing out revision notes, waiting for them to fix it, reviewing it again, and then maybe even giving more revisions. It's a huge time sink, but with an agency, your revision process is handled internally before it ever reaches you. Videos go through checks, adjustments are made, issues are caught and fixed as part of the standard workflow. What reaches your inbox is already polished and ready to go. Most of the time, you're approving on the first review, no back and forth on basic mistakes, no wasted hours explaining what needs to be changed. And now look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that agencies are always the answer because that's simply not true. An in-house team makes sense when you're creating 20 plus pieces of content per day and need instant turnarounds, or you have complex proprietary systems that require deeper integration, or you're large enough to build an entire content department, and we're talking 5+ content people minimum. And for roles like sales closers or appointment setters, absolutely hire in-house because you want those people embedded in your culture on live calls, dialed in completely, and really knowing what your business is about. Unless you're at a scale where you're hiring an entire content department, an agency makes way more sense here. Now let's summarize everything we went over and the advantage of an agency. An in-house costs $4,000 to $6,000 per month just for editing, $3,000 to $5,000 per month for a copywriter if you want good quality scripts that make you money, and then 5 to 7 hours per week just managing your team, which means you're losing $1,000 to $2,000 a week in your time. And then you're also going to be needing to do constant revisions and feedback and risk of turnover and gaps. If somebody decides to quit, you have off weeks without any content, and that's going to be costing you clients and awareness to your brand. Now, an agency benefits is that it's way cheaper. Let's calculate the cost real quick. This is going to cost around $15,000 just to hire an in-house team. But with an agency, depending on what you want and what scale you're at, it's going to cost maybe 1/10 of that. Now, on top of that, you get complete content production included with that super, super small price: ideation, strategy, scripting, and editing. And on top of that, only 1 to 2 hours per week of involvement, meaning you have so much time to do everything else you want during your week. And that means you're also getting internal quality control and consistent, reliable delivery. Now I want to talk about what my agency does, just so you guys can get an idea. Here's what we do at Oso Media. We handle your entire content process from ideation, scripting, editing, thumbnails, strategy, all of it. So you just have to show up, hit record, and we turn that into content that actually attracts clients, brings you sales to your products, and that's it. If you want to explore what this would look like for your brand specifically, I'll put a link below to book a strategy call. On this call, we'll map out a custom content plan and show you exactly what's possible. And if you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe for more. But anyways, I'll see you on that call.